Okay, everyone, let's kick this marathon off in style. I'm going to be narrating like 4 or 5 Pokemon battles in a row today. Obviously, you're not going to see them for a good while because they'll be uploaded gradually over the next week and a half. But I'm going to be away. I'm going to be away in Spain, so I have to have content up for you. And this is the way I'm doing it. I'm just sitting here for however long, next hour or so, narrating battle after battle after battle. So here's the first one. It's against Cloudsliberation. It's a UU game. I'm using a bunch of new stuff, loads of different things that I saved, and it's going to be fun. So he leads off with a Torkoal. I have my Floney Tygon, who is a Life Orb variant. This isn't the Scarf standard set, which I have Draco as well. Just a bit of mixing it up, a bit of Chain Gone there, Chain Flygon. But I'm going to go for Earthquake on the first turn. I'm guessing he's just going to stay in Stealth Rock, which makes sense. He could have probably switched out and not taken all that damage, but I feel like he probably felt that getting up his rocks was necessary. So now he's probably going to switch out. I don't want to risk anything, though. I definitely want to try and take that Torkoal out. So I'm going to just keep going for Earthquake. And even though Sceptile resists it and, it can come in and take the hit, it's not going to appreciate it. As you can see, it does almost half, which is pretty fantastic. Just testament to the power of Flygon and the physical weakness defensively of Sceptile. So now I'm going to go into my Cofagrigus, feeling that, this is actually a Trick Room offensive Cofagrigus, but no matter what, I kind of think I can take a hit from Sceptile. That, and also my only kind of fully defensive Pokemon is Slowking, and Slowking just doesn't do well against grass types, obviously. So I go on the switch as he Swords Dances, which is rather unfortunate, but I think I can probably live a hit. I take the hit better than I expect, take the Leaf Blade pretty damn well. Also give him a little bit of Mummy there, and set up the Trick Room on this turn. Now, the thing that's important about this is that I'm actually a leftovers Cofagrigus with Trick Room as opposed to a Life Orb one. If I had been Life Orb, then I'm pretty sure I would have been able to finish Sceptile off from this range, but unfortunately, because I don't have any nasty plot boost, I don't have Life Orb, I'm just standard lefties, I'm going for stock Shadow Ball. It is unfortunately not able to take Sceptile out. It lives with 32 HP, but I will be able to definitely go in and revenge kill it, because I have the Trick Room up, and the fastest thing I have is, of course, the slowest thing. So I go into my Slowking, which is going to outspeed and finish it off with... I went for Scald, which in hindsight wasn't as good of an idea, because I do have Flamethrower on this thing. If I just gone straight out for Flamethrower, Venomoth would have come in and been toasted, honestly. But the good thing about it is that he kind of has the full sense of security now that I've gone for Scald. He doesn't feel like I have anything huge to threaten him with, aside from that, and therefore he feels like it's safe to stay in Quiver Dance, which is exactly what he does, and unfortunately for him, I do pack the Flamethrower, which means that I'm going to be able to 2-hit KO him from this range. So, actually, in the end, it probably worked out better for me, because he would have probably switched straight out if I'd Flamethrowered first, because he would have lived the initial one, and then would have seen, like, I'm going to die on the next turn, I better get out of here. But unfortunately for him, that's not the case. So he tried to Quiver Dance, tried to, get that special defense boost and everything going, and perhaps was going to Sleep Powder me at some point, but no avail, because I finished him off with another Scald. Now the Twisted Dimensions return to normal, and we got a bit of a Spiritomb Slowking stall war here. Little bit, because I didn't really want to switch anything into the Spiritomb, and I felt, I can stay in here, I can Scald, I can fish for burns, and maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to get one and wear him down to the point at which I can revenge kill him very easily. So he ends up Toxicking, and turns out he's a nasty plot set as well, so a little bit of utility, a little bit of offensive prowess. I know I can live at least one Dark Pulse, but that should probably be about it. And I am toxic, I'm low HP, I could switch out to try and get my regenerator for later, and in fact, Slowking would have been really, really nice to have for later, just because he has a Machamp on his team, and Slowking kind of works very well against Machamp, but unfortunately, I am going to let it go. Brings him down to a very low amount of HP, and I'm going to go into my Houndoom, who should be able to finish off the job at this point, and I'm going to go for a Dark Pulse of my own. Unfortunately, kind of waste my Dark Gem. You'll see in later battles that the Dark Gem does a little bit of a better job than that, but for the moment, it's just going to get wasted on the Spiritomb, unfortunately. But goes into Sceptile, and this is where I pull out of the bag the Sucker Punch. This is why I didn't want to use it on the Spiritomb. I decided against doing that. And obviously, my other move is Fire Blast, because I have a substitute on the set also. So I didn't want Fire Blast to miss on the Spiritomb. I had to go for Dark Pulse, but then he didn't realize that I carried Sucker Punch. Also, finish off the Sceptile with that. Bada bing, bada boom. Go into my Froslass to take the dynamic punch that is obviously going to come from this Machamp, but Clouds, a little bit smarter than that, goes for the prediction and offers me a payback, and I just don't take it well whatsoever. I get critted by, I'm pretty sure I could have lived that, honestly, just because it didn't have the power boost because I switched, and also it's unstabbed and everything. So I could probably have lived that, but whatever, I get critted, it's not a big deal, because I can easily go into a Zelf, threaten him with the Psychic, but knowing that he has a Slowking of his own, I'm certainly not going to stay in and go for the Psychic. I'm going to hit him with a U-turn instead, and give myself a very nice switch in to my Houndoom, which is perfect, because clearly a Slowking does not want to stay in on a Houndoom, and he's going to try and go out to his Machamp to resist it with Dark Pulse, or maybe even something else, to try and take a hit, his Torkoal perhaps, to Death Fodder it, that could make sense. But what it does allow me to do is, of course, you know, just set up the sub. Did I say that already? I'm not sure. I think my sentences are kind of going around in my head, and I keep forgetting what I'm saying. But that is what I do. I get up the free sub as he goes into Torkoal, which at this point I'm thinking should be able to be taken out with a Dark Pulse. Torkoal is much more physically defensive. Its special defense is nothing to really write home about, and so Dark Pulse, even though there's no kind of added bonus to it, no gem, no boost from a Nasty Plot or anything, it's just a standard stock stab hit, finishes him off pretty nicely. So now he goes into Machamp. I have the Fire Blast to hit this guy with, so that's what I'm going to go for. I'm pretty sure it's not going to take him out, but bring him down to a very low amount of HP, to the point at which I think I should be able to finish him off with a Dark Pulse, but I'm mistaken, because Fire Blast doesn't do as much as I want it to. Clearly a very bulky Machamp, especially Machamp has you know, a high amount of special bulk. Now here, I didn't think that I could kill him with a Dark Pulse, and I didn't want to risk missing with the Fire Blast. So I went for another sub, and people question, why are you doing this? What's the point? So the reason I did this is because if I sub, he gets another extra turn of burn, then I can go for the Dark Pulse, and instead of trying for the Fire Blast and potentially missing and not finishing him off, I can guarantee the kill, which is exactly what I do. I go for the Dark Pulse, and I should be able to kill him right here. Apart from I don't, because 5 HP... 5 fucking HP, looks me in the face, square dead in the eye, and says, "No, MZ, I shall not allow you and your tactics to prevail. I'm just going to say, get out of here." And apparently, that's just what happens. So, great. Freaking great. But the nice thing about the situation is that his last Pokemon is, of course, Slowking. I'm going to try and lock him into one move with my trick, because I have a Scarf, and obviously if I give him a Scarf and he locks himself into a stupid move, then I basically win, because he can't switch out and he can't change his move. And the best thing that one can ever do is give a Scarf to a Pokemon which uses a move like Slack Off, and that is exactly what happens. So he's now locked into Slack Off. He knows he can't win. There's no way out, and Slowking is pretty much done. So he decides to run, doesn't want to prolong the match anymore. It would just really be a case of me battering at him with U-turns and whatever else I have with my other Pokemon and trying to finish him off. And yeah, that would be that. So that's going to be the game. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this one, do leave a like down below. That would be much appreciated. If you didn't, then, well, yeah, that's your prerogative. And do whatever you like. Otherwise, I thank you again. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.